Welcome back to Frostbluff and Lord of the Rings Online. This video is going to be about the eating quest. Now, first of all I'm going to show you how not to do it. And I'm going to show you that by going around eating lots of bread and pies, which are the things you absolutely do not want to eat unless you have to. Maybe one on the table, there's nothing else left. Now the reason for this is because bread and pies give you a really big slowdown nerf, and they also take the longest to eat. What you want to eat, if you can, is berries. If not berries, mushrooms. If not mushrooms, eggs. They're the quickest to eat with the smallest slowdown. You might be wondering why the slowdown effect is a problem. On this first table here, it's not a problem because you can eat whatever you want and there's no timer, so you can wait for all these slowdowns. You can see the slowdowns appearing with all the blue bar buffs in the top right there. But you can wait for them to wear off if you want. I'm not going to here because I'm challenging myself to prove how not to do it. So when you talk to a person after finishing your 5 items at a table, you talk to the first one there, that starts a counter. Now you have 1 minute to get to the next table and to eat 5 items on it. So travel time is included, therefore use a horse travelling between tables. That will mitigate your speed slowdowns as well because the horse isn't affected. But the slowdown will still affect the time it takes to eat items, so always go for berries and mushrooms when you can. But on this occasion I'm deliberately doing bread and pies, and you look on the quest tracker, you can see the time ticking down, and you'll see that this one goes quite badly. So yeah, it's going to fail in a second. So this is why you don't do bread. I mean, you can see even here trying to do eggs is taking a long time because of all the bread and pies I've eaten. The slowdown affects even the fast things. Even berries would take too long to eat now. So you're basically screwing yourself in the future. If you see a mystery drink, you can go for that. That may take away all the debuffs, which is great, or it may give you a big hefty debuff. But I normally go for it as the 5th item on the table. So on this run you'll see I've gone down to the second table first just to see if anyone's there, because if no one's there, and if no one's up here, then you've got a fairly good chance of having some good spawns on the table. If you're trying to eat at the table at the same time as someone else, or they've just gone on ahead to the next table ahead of you, then when you get there, you're likely going to find they've left all the pie and bread. And that is exactly what you don't want. So try not to start off if someone's at the first or second table. That gives time for some good items to spawn ahead of you. On the first table, it doesn't really matter, you can eat what you want, and until you press that finish button there, you can wait around for the effects to wear off, which on this run I haven't done. In fact, I never do it, because if you're lucky, it shouldn't really make any difference. But lucky is the key word here, because if you get to tables like this, you've got berries, you've got mushrooms, that's brilliant. If you get to a table and it's all bread and all pie, which you're going to see in a minute because this run is not successful, then you're kind of screwed anyway. So there is kind of a luck element. Also, sometimes all the food will just disappear on a table. It did just then, that's because I've eaten 5 of them. Other times it will just disappear for no reason, and rather than panic, if you just wait around for 5-10 seconds it should all come back. But notice on the quest tracker the timer is going down, of course, so that can be an issue. The first table you have no time limit. The second and third table you have 1 minute to get there and eat. 4th and 5th table you have 1 minute 5 seconds to get there and eat. But regardless, always use a horse between tables, and always try and eat berries and mushrooms where possible, and the occasional drink if you're feeling like gambling. You have to do this quest successfully 8 times for a title. After that you might not want to bother. So this is not looking like a great table. There's quite a bit of bread and pie here. There's only mushrooms and eggs that I can eat that aren't going to slow me down. As always, while eating, keep the camera moving, look for spawns of food that you do want. At this point, see there's nothing that I want, but oh look, berries has appeared, that's great. If there's nothing you want, you can't afford to wait around all day for spawns, so just tuck into a piece of bread or pie. And that should be a problem like that, it wasn't a problem. Move on to the last table here. I always get on the horse of course, but you can jump that corner there, that helps as well. Every bit of speed helps, that's what this is all about, doing it quickly. So here we've got lots of pie, some bread. So I've gone for the mushrooms. You can see even mushrooms are taking a while to eat here. At this point, however, you're a bit stuffed, it's just bread and pie. You've got no choice but to tuck into something. So here I'm tucking into bread. If something else spawns, you can back out of the one you're eating and eat the better thing, like berries or mushrooms. I believe I actually make a mistake here in that I do that when I'm halfway through, at which point it would have been better to just carry on eating the one I was eating. See, I back out of eating the bread, I go for the berries. Actually, that's lost me time, because although I've now eaten the berries, I still need to eat something anyway, so I have to go back to bread or pie, and I was already halfway through one, so I've lost that time. And as you can see, the time is about to run out before I can get the final 5th item. So, tantalizingly close, but there you go, you failed this run. Have a little rage. Right, so here we are on another run. No one up at the first table. I mean, occasionally you'll see someone like that who's doing the tidy up at the table. They're not eating, so that's okay. We check the second table, so off we go. I may just speed this one up because it's essentially the same thing. We're not actually trying to fail here, we're trying to eat mushrooms, eggs, berries, but at the point where you get to a table where there isn't enough of those to eat, you've just got bread and pie, or if you make a mistake like you're halfway through a piece of bread and you back out, then you're probably going to run out of time, which is what happens in this one. Now you can see on this table I've been fiddling around, there's really only bread and pie to eat, and because of that I'm about 1 second short on finishing that 5th item and clicking and pressing finish, so that's really frustrating. It's only a second or two short, more raging. So now of course I need to show you how to do it correctly, although correctly is maybe not the best term, because as you can see you can try and do it correctly and still fail based on the pure luck of what's on the tables. So check the second tables, no one there, no one on the first table. It's a good time to go for this. Start off with berries of course, because you always want berries where possible. If not berries, mushrooms, as we do here, and if not mushrooms, egg. You can see you need to make sure you're actually facing the item if you're close to it. If you're not close to it, then it will go over to it, so you're already facing it by the time they arrive. I've gone for mystery drink, and as you can see in the top right, those debuffs all disappeared, so that was a lucky gamble there, that paid off. I've now got my 1 minute to get to the second table. I'm not too worried, obviously, as you can tell, because I haven't even got my horse. Wander over here, wait for the food to spawn. Mushrooms and eggs, a good start. More mushrooms, brilliant. And that's the second table done already.
How can I be?
Now I've got a minute to go up to the third table. Once again, I haven't used my horse because I haven't got many slowdowns applied to me. If I was going at a really slow pace, for instance, if I had a bad drink, then you would definitely want to be on that horse. And to be honest, you probably want to be normally. 2 berries there, so that was a very good spawn on this table. Going for another mystery drink. Gulp gulp. That one did not work, as you can see the debuff's all there now, it's horribly slowed me down, so definitely getting on the horse as I go to the 4th table. So 4th table, bread and pie, not good, but we've got some other things here. We've got some eggs and a mystery drink which could take all this stuff away, that would be excellent. Definitely worth a gamble at this point. And it's quicker to consume than bread or pie, gives other stuff a chance to spawn. And it took away the debuff, so that was a great payoff gamble there. Got some eggs spawning, and although we don't want bread or pie, because all the other debuffs have gone, we've essentially reset as if we were at the first table, so it's no big deal to eat them. They're quick to eat and the slowdown doesn't really matter. On the horse going to the final table. Some eggs here. Berries there, that's brilliant. And mushrooms as well, so this is a great start of spawns for the 5th table. At this point, because I had that drink and got rid of all my debuffs, even bread and pie I'm going to stop me. I've got plenty of time here left to eat 5 items. But you'll notice I got confused there. I saw you eaten 5 of 5, but that was a slow pop-up talking about the previous table in the middle of the screen, so I tried to talk to this guy to finish it, but I haven't actually eaten the last items on the table. So by the time I realised it, they've all unspawned, and no need to panic, just wait for them to respawn. I've still got plenty of time, so I can just eat some eggs here. Hovering over them is a bit of an issue. Sometimes you have to click the text, sometimes you have to click what I find is the left-hand one when you're seeing double. And that's that, we're done. 5 items eaten at 5 tables, and you've clicked the bloke and said finish. Make sure you do this quickly because the timer only stops when you click finish. So there you go, that is the eating contest completed successfully. If you successfully complete it 8 times, you get the title of Feast Beast. There's an 8 or 9 hour cooldown on that quest, so in theory you could do it twice a day, otherwise just once a day as part of this daily circuit. And there you go, I've even leveled off it. Fantastic.